A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Takapoto Estate. This is week 2 of 2 weeks of fantastic show jumping, and we're coming to you live from the Bellevue main arena. Very shortly, we will be underway with the Silver Tour final. This is a culmination of 2 qualifying rounds with the top 20 from round 1 from the first qualifier and the top 10 from the second qualifier that took place yesterday. So 30 combinations. We have riders from New Zealand as well as Australia. So a very warm welcome to our friends from Australia who've made the trip over to come and compete here at the stunning Takapoto Estate. Our course has been set by Michel Ismeloun, our wonderful course designer from France. He's designed some incredible tracks that have all ridden really well this weekend. And our course this afternoon consisting of 12 obstacles. It's a competition run under Article 2382.2, so 1 round with a callback jump-off in the event of an equality of penalties for first place. We start off over on the far side in front of the Bellevue main arena with fence number 1, then coming down on a bend to the St Andrew's Church at number 2. They roll on another bend to fence 3, the orange and white Oxer. Then coming past the judges' box, back up across the diagonal of the arena to fence number 4, and another bend to the left over the wall at fence 5. Then it's almost circle round to the butterfly Oxer at fence number 6, carrying on to the double at 7A and B, the Takapoto Estate Central Otago Pinot Noir wine bottles. Fence number 9 is just in front of the judges' box, the Pohutakawas. I beg your pardon, fence number 8, then carrying on to the butterfly vertical at number 9. Then it's a lot of timber down the triple combination along the long side of the arena. 10A, 2 strides over a vertical at B and 1 stride out over an Oxer at C. Then a left-hand turn over fence 11, the Maserati fence, and finishing with the Land Rover fence at number 12. Our time allowed for this first round is 76 seconds, and the bell goes for our first combination. This is Sarah West, and she rides Delamere Sun. Sarah's from Matamata and competes successfully with her team of horses at the Young Rider and Grand Prix level. So the bell has gone for Sarah West with Delamere Sun. Well, Sarah West on the last line now, 2 from home and clear so far. Okay, so 11 has come down, so up and over the last. So Sarah West and Delamere Sun complete their round with just the 1 rail down at number 11, so 4 faults, a time of 75.45 seconds. Time allowed is 76 seconds for this round. And we go to our next combination. The bell goes for Nikisha Lemmers. Nikisha, originally from Northland. She's been based down in Taranaki for a number of years. And she has had success at the Grand Prix and World Cup level. She was 3rd in the Ultramox Lady Rider of the Year last year and 9th in the Horse of the Year Olympic Cup. She finished in 4th place in the first of the Gold Tour qualifiers earlier this week. She rides Balboa NZPH, a 9-year-old gelding by Orlando out of Touch of Blur NZPH. And with this horse, she was the winner of the Premier Stakes at Horse of the Year last year, and also came first in the FEI CSI 1-star meter 40 class at the Taupo Christmas Classic in December. So the time 77.22 seconds. So Nikisha picks up 1 time fault. Added to the 8 jump faults gives her a total of 9. So finishing on the 9, Nikisha Lammers, Balboa NZPH. Next on course, the bell goes for Morris Beatson, one of our youngest riders at heart. He's had a very long and successful show jumping career. He's from Dannevirke, made his international debut back in 1986, representing New Zealand in eventing over in Melbourne. He then moved on to show jumping and has had a very successful career, including representing New Zealand at the Seoul Olympics back in 1988. He also competed at the World Equestrian Games in The Hague in 1991 and Kentucky back in 2010. He rides Goldilocks, a 10-year-old mare by Lansing out of Goldilocks, a homebred mare, and this combination were the winners of the Gold Tour final back in 2018. Morris also had his 200th Grand Prix win with this horse in October last year. Well, it's 16 jump faults in total for Morris Beatson and Goldilocks. Their time 75.63 seconds. And time allowed now has been pushed out to 80 seconds. So Nikisha Lammers just finishes with the 8 jump faults, no time fault. 80 seconds is now the new time allowed. Our next rider in the Silver Tour final is Jamie Bird, number 4 in the draw. And Jamie rides Euro Champagne. So at this stage, 1 rider on 8 faults, 1 on 4 and 1 on 16. So number 4 in the draw. This is Jamie Bird with Euro Champagne. Jamie Bird and Euro Champagne complete their round with 16 faults, a few rails coming down, and also one time fault, stopping the clock at 80.30 seconds. So adding a fair few strides in those related lines. So that does take her outside the new time allowed of 80 seconds. Philip Steiner is our next combination, our next rider, and he comes to us aboard the 8-year-old gelding Kiwi Sunup by Kiwi Legacy out of Kiwi Sunrise. Well, a couple of early rails at this stage for Philip, 2 and 3 coming down, so carrying 8 faults at the moment, no problem going over that wall. He did well in this class yesterday, finishing in 8th place in the Silver Tour qualifier, the second qualifier. And as I mentioned earlier, this competition, a culmination of 2 qualifying rounds, so the top 20 from the first Silver Tour qualifier made it through to the final, and then a further 10 who had not yet qualified also come through to the final. So total of 30. We have some Australian riders in the mix as well. So Philip, by my maths, on about 24 penalties as he comes down to the last line. 8005, so 24 jump faults, 1 time fault, a total of 25 for Philip Steiner with Kiwi Sunup. The draw today for the Silver Tour final is seeded according to the results from the 2 qualifying rounds, so we will have the riders who finished on fewer faults coming midway to the end of the class. So our next rider to go, number 6 in the draw. This is William Willis on course with Casera MS. Casera is an 8-year-old warm blood mare by Cassini 2 out of Gold Diva MS, bred and owned by Matafio Sport Horses. William is from Karaka. He is a full-time rider. He also runs a very busy hay supply business. Has spent a lot of time over in Europe as well. He was the winner of the Norwood Gold Cup back in 2017 with his horse Dollar Roll MS. Well, a few of those rails coming down as well for William Willis with Casera MS. So it's a total of 24 faults. Time's okay, 74.48 seconds. So inside the 80-second time allowed. Still yet to see a clear round in this Silver Tour final. As we go now to Alexa Randall. Alexa has made the trip down from Auckland, and she rides Sirius GNZ by Cassius GNZ out of Tommy, an 8-year-old gelding, bred by Golden Grove Stud. in the second qualifying round yesterday, Alexa and Sirius finished in 5th place. So a little stop there at the first part of the double at 7A. So for those of you watching show jumping for the first time, the bell gets rung. She will get 6 seconds added to her clock time, which may incur her some time faults. And 4 faults as well for the disobedience. It's 4 faults for a rail down and 4 faults for a disobedience. So the bell goes once again. Once again, Alexa Randall on course now through that double at 7A and B. Well, things not quite going according to plan for Alexa Randall with Sirius GNZ. And at this level of show jumping, above 1.30 m, the second disobedience does unfortunately incur an elimination. The height of this Silver Tour final set at 1.45 m. So we go now to our next rider, and welcome to the Bellevue Main Arena, Bri Burnett-Grant. Bri is one of our top young riders in New Zealand. She's just 19 years old, but has a very impressive list of achievements for such a young rider. She's from Takapoto. She's on the ESNZ High Performance Future Squad this season. And she rides Fiber Fresh Delphine NZPH, a 7-year-old mare by Kenan out of Spring NZPH. Bria won her first Horse of the Year title at the age of 10, and she won Pony of the Year at the age of 12. And of course, she made history as the youngest ever winner of the Olympic Cup Horse of the Year back in 2018. Gutsy little rider is young Bri Burnett-Grant, just 19 years old. She represented New Zealand at the Youth Olympic Games in 2018, finished in 6th place individually. And she'll be competing tomorrow as well in the Gold Tour final with her horse Fiber Fresh Verona. That was the horse she won the Olympic Cup on back in 2018. Well, Delphine and Bria taking a few rails and finishing with a total of 16 faults. So the triple combination coming down each element there for 4 faults. So it's 16 altogether, a time of 73.04 seconds. Our next rider to go in the Silver Tour final, number 9 in the draw. This is Rachel Malcolm on course. Rachel's based in Cambridge, as she runs a racehorse training business with her husband John, doing breakers and pre-training with thoroughbreds. She also enjoys producing her own team of horses. And this afternoon she rides Monte Carlo MBNZ, an 8-year-old gelding by Indoctro out of Auburn Princess MBNZ, bred by Mount View Sport Horses. And in yesterday's second qualifier, they finished in second place. Well, looks like Rachel has elected to retire, already sitting on 16 penalties, making her way down to the last line. So we bid her farewell, and we go to the winner of yesterday's second qualifier, Bernard Denton, aboard Horsesport Sequel. 10-year-old Self Francais cross mare by Lindbergh de Hayet out of Daycore, bred by Butch and Lou Thomas. He was the last to go in yesterday's qualifier. It was just run as an Article 238 2.1, so 1 round against the clock, and he came in as the last rider, did the quickest time to take the class. So on good form this weekend, Bernard Denton and Horsesport Sequel. Number 10 in the draw, so 1/3 of the way through this Silver Tour final, and hopefully Bernard will give us our first clear round. Bernard Denton and Horsesport Sequel. They finish on 12 jump faults. They pick out a time fault as well, so finishing on a total of 13. Their time 80.41 seconds, 80.41, and 13 penalties. Oliver Edgecombe is our next rider out on course, number 11 in the draw. He's a CWD-sponsored rider from Waipukurau. He's competed up to World Cup Series. And he rides Henton Excalibur, 12-year-old Hanoverian gelding by El Bundy out of Henton Dungarvan, bred by Henton Lodge Hanoverians. They've had some good results in the second part of the season, finishing in third place in the open horse meter 40 class at the Taupo Christmas Classic in December. And they were third in yesterday's second Silver Tour qualifier. Well, it's just the 8 faults. 2 rails coming down at fences 3 and 9 for Oliver Edgecombe and Henton Excalibur. His time is 76.75 seconds. So 8 faults at this stage, looking quite good. We've got 2 combinations on 8 faults. Oliver, the quicker of the 2. And the bell goes now for Kimberly Winks. Kim is from New Plymouth. And she rides the 10-year-old Hanoverian mare known as Demiana by Indoctro out of Dana Bonita. For those of you who've joined us via the live stream, a very good afternoon. We're here at Takapoto Estate for the second week of show jumping. It's a fantastic venue, absolutely stunning setup here on the shores of Lake Karapiro. And we're almost halfway through the Silver Tour final, the culmination of 2 qualifying rounds. And on course now is Kimberly Winks, just carrying 4 faults as she makes her way around this course designed by Michel Ismaloun, our course designer from France. Still yet to see a clear round, but as I mentioned earlier, the draw is seeded, so we'll see the better combinations coming through in a while. Well, she had to work through those last 2 fences there, but Kimberly Winks and Damiana finish with 4 jump faults. They pick up 1 time fault, so finishing on a total of 5. Their time was 80.16 seconds, 80.16, and 5 faults. We welcome Sally Steiner on course now. Sally riding Cartoon NZPH. She has made the trip across the Kaimais from Tauranga. And she rides Cartoon NZPH, an 8-year-old gelding by Kabdullah Dutillard out of United Blue NZPH. Very scopy horse this is. We saw it almost jumping the wings yesterday in the second qualifier. They finished in 6th place in that qualifier. So Sally will have watched husband Philip go around, finishing with a few rails down. So she'll hope to learn from what Philip did in his round and hopefully finish with no penalties. Sally doing I was just about to say, doing a great job. Commentator's curse. So 4 at 10B, coming to the last on the 4. 8 into the last, beg your pardon. So a correction, it is just the 4 faults there for Sally. That middle part of the triple combination coming down. So 4 faults, 77.74 seconds. The bell goes for our next rider. This is Logan Massey in the ring now. Logan, another one who's made the trip from Dennevirk. He's a sheep and beef farmer from Dennevirk. Runs a very busy farming operation alongside his team of show jumpers. Logan spent 4 years in Europe and America successfully competing up to 3-star Grand Prix level. He's worked and ridden for some of the world's top show jumpers and runs Massey Stables, a small professional yard focused on producing quality competitive young horses. Logan's had a very successful show jumping career. He's won the Young Rider of the Year back-to-back in 2012 and 2013. He won the leading rider of the show at the National Young Horse Championships last year. He does a super job with the young horses. And this afternoon he rides the 8-year-old Holsteiner stallion Lamondo GNZ by Lordano out of Lamona. Logan Massey finishes with a total of 12 jump vaults. His time 74.52 seconds. So just the 12 vaults, 74.52. We have William Willis back on course. We saw him a little earlier on with Casera MS. He's back now with Sabine MS, the 9-year-old warm blood mare by Cassius GNZ out of Stella. Bred and owned by Matafio Sport Horses Limited. So our judges confirm a total of 20 faults for William Willis and Sabine MS. The time 71.81 seconds, 71.81 and 20 faults. So we're over the halfway mark now in this Silver Tour final as we go to number 16 in the draw. This is Tegan Fitzsimon on course now. She's 29 years old from the South Island. She's on the ESNZ High Performance Futures squad. Has had a great season with Windermere Cappuccino, her other horse, winning the World Cup Series in New Zealand back-to-back this season and last season. This afternoon, she's aboard Campari, a 7-year-old warm blood gelding by Corofino 2 out of Lilana. They were the winners of the 7-year-old South Island Championship just a couple of weeks ago, and also were the winners of the Grand Prix in the Ashburton area show jumping competition. Tegan, a very capable jockey, as I said, has had a phenomenal season, winning the New Zealand World Cup Series 2 years running. She's also won the 7-year-old Horse of the Year, won the 5-year-old series and the 6-year-old series and the 7-year-old series with Windermere Cappuccino. Looking good into the last. Well, there it is. That's our first clear round in the Silver Tour final. Tegan Fitzsimon and Campari all clear in 77.31 seconds, 77.31, and that is all clear. So let's hope that this opens the door for more clear rounds. Next on course is Kimberly Bird aboard Roxette ECPH. So making her way round to the start, Kimberly Bird, 23-year-old rider from Ashburton. She's on the ESNZ Talent Development Squad this season. Roxette ECPH, an 8-year-old warm blood cross mare by Corofino 2 out of Nahiwi Hijack, bred by East Coast Performance Horses. Kimberly Bird and Roxette take a few rails with them, so they finish with a total of 12 jump faults. They also incur 1 time fault, so 13 altogether. Their time 82.65 seconds, 82.65 and 13. So just the one clear round at this stage. We go now to number 18 in the draw, and welcome on course Jesse Linton. He's from Hastings, a full-time rider and trainer, and he rides Vitesse, an 8-year-old warm blood mare by Eurosport Centavos out of Diversity, owned by Kelly Smith. Well, there's clear round number 2, Jesse Linton and Vitesse. We all held our breath as he made his way through the timber, that line at 10 A, B and C. But a super clear round from Jesse. His time 73.96 seconds, 73.96 and clear. So we have a jump off now, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse Linton and Tegan Fitzsimon at this stage are the 2 combinations through to the jump off. Making their way round to the start now. This is Rose Olfeld on course, another one who's made the trip up from the South Island. Rose rides My Supernova, 14-year-old homebred Holsteiner gelding by Corlando out of Grace. This combination had a great season back in 2017. They were the winners of the New Zealand World Cup Series. They won the GH Mum Champagne Grand Prix at Equidays in 2017 and also won the Equitana New Zealand Grand Prix in November 2017. Well, that looks to me like an elected retirement. Rose Olfeld and My Supernova deciding that with 12 penalties already in hand that she'd call it a day and save her horse for Horse of the Year coming up in a week or so. So we go now to one of our very successful event riders in the country, Clark Johnston. He's also a successful show jumper. He is the only rider in New Zealand to have been on both eventing and show jumping high performance squads. He competed at the Rio Olympics back in 2016 and did New Zealand proud, finishing in 6th place individually and 4th in the team event, making him New Zealand's best place individual. He's won pretty much every single eventing title there is to win here in New Zealand. And he rides Quainton Labyrinth, a 12-year-old German sport horse gelding by Lancelot Quainton out of Carnaby. They were 4th in the Norwood Gold Cup at Horse of the Year last year, and they were part of the 6th placed Harrison Lane team in the Takapoto Team Championships here last Friday afternoon. Quainton Labyrinth for Clark Johnston finished with a total of 16 penalties, not a number that they're familiar with, and a time of 75.56 seconds, so some of those rails coming down for a total of 16. Lisa Coop is our next rider to go, number 21 in the draw in this Silver Tour final, meter 45 class. Lisa rides the 8-year-old warm blood mare Lottie by Corofino 2 out of Mole, Flanders, bred and owned by the Commons family. Lisa, a very successful show jumper, 2-time winner of the Lady Rider of the Year in 2015 and 2018. And she's had some great results over in Australia and Europe. Nicely done. What a shame, an early rail at fence number 3. It means Lisa Coop finishes on the 4 faults, but a great ride through that course. 75.65 seconds was her time, 75.65 and 4 faults. Just the 2 clear rounds at this stage, and our quickest 4 faulter, Sarah West with Della Mary's Son, followed by Lisa Coop and Lottie. Making his way round to the start now. This is Jeremy Whale, full-time rider from Cambridge, and he runs Diamond Lodge together with his fiancée Sam Matthews, where they specialize in breaking in pre-training, yearling prep and ready-to-run preparation for sale. Alongside that, Jeremy and Sam also have a successful team of show jumpers, and have had some good results up to Grand Prix level this season. Jeremy rides Remarkable, a 9-year-old warm blood gelding by Ramirez out of Timatarata. They were the winners of the Equissage Horse Grand Prix at Woodhill Sands at the beginning of February and finished winning the Grand Prix at Taihape a couple of weeks ago. A good time, 72.73, but 12 faults there for Jeremy Whale and Remarkable. So 9 combinations to go and 2 clear rounds still. Oh, we just need fence 9 put back in place, please. Still just the 2 clear rounds at this stage from Tegan Fitzsimon with Campari, Jessie Linton and Vitesse. We've got 3 combinations on 4 faults. The quickest of those 4 faulters, Sarah West, who was our first rider out in this beautiful Bellevue main arena with Delamere Sun. Followed by Lisa Coop, also 4 faults as well. And Sally Steiner with Cartoon NZPH. We have 8 placings in this class, a very generous prize money on offer with $8,000 going to the winner of this Silver Tour final. And over the first fence now, this is Duncan McFarlane on course. Duncan's a full-time trainer based in Taupo. He's competed successfully at World Cup level, has had World Cup wins and placings over in America when he was based there. He was the alternate for New Zealand at the Athens Olympics, was second and twice third in the $1 Million Grand Prix on the east and west coast of America. This afternoon he rides Be Mine NZPH, 9-year-old mare by Untouchable M out of Xena NZPH. What a great ride. Duncan McFarlane and Be Mine NZPH give us clear round number 3 in the Silver Tour final. So he will join Tegan Fitzsimon and Jessie Linton back for the jump off. So a great ride there from Duncan McFarlane. His time at 73.86 seconds, 73.86 and all clear. The bell goes now for Kate Hertzen, number 24 in the draw. Kate aboard Idle D, 10-year-old warm blood gelding by Indoctro out of Fairbanks, Evita. Kate is from Auckland, 20 years old. She's studying a Bachelor of Property at Auckland University. She's also a student helicopter pilot. She's had a lot of experience on the eventing scene. She was the National Eventing Junior Rider One-Day Champion in 2017. The same year, she was the first in the Junior Rider Eventing Series and National Eventing Junior 3-Day Champion. They were third in the young rider class here last Saturday and 7th in the first Silver Tour qualifier. Well, big leap over fence number 8, the Pahutakawa Oxa, but rails are still up for Kate Hertzen and Idle D. Coming to the last all clear. What a great ride there from young Kate Hertzen and Idle D. 70.25 seconds, a very quick time indeed, and clear round number 4. So she will join the other 3 riders back for the jump off. We certainly held our breath a couple of times, especially over the Pahutakawas at fence number 8. But a great round, and all the rails are up, more importantly. So clear round number 4 from Kate Hudson and Idle D. Annabelle Francis on course now. Young rider from Taupo. She's on the ESNZ youth squad this season. Has had a lot of success at the Grand Prix level and young rider level. Was the winner of the Gold Tour final last year on her horse Corrado GHP. This afternoon she rides the 8-year-old mare Cherokee NZPH by Quad du Bois Margot out of Tax Blues NZPH. And this combination finished in 6th place in the first of the Silver Tour qualifiers on Thursday this week. Just an early rail at fence 3, so it's 4 faults for Annabelle Francis with Cherokee NZPH. Her time 74.15 seconds, 74.15 and 4 faults. We welcome one of our visiting riders from Australia. This is Jessie Rice-Ward on course now. An 18-year-old student at the Interior Design Institute in Australia, and she's the Australian distributor of De La Coeur ear bonnets. She rides the 12-year-old gelding Dusty Farm Cavalier by Champion for Pleasure out of Zest. Jess was the winner of the CSI One Star Series in 2019. She was the runner-up Australian young rider. She was also first in the Riders' Cup at the Waratah Show and was part of the winning team of the Australian Jumping Teams League first leg at Willinga Park. Over here at Takapoto Estate, she was part of the 3rd placed Australian Jumping Teams League in the Takapoto Team Championship last Friday and was 5th in the Silver Tour first qualifier on Thursday. Well, as I mentioned a little earlier on, the draw is seeded in the Silver Tour final, I beg your pardon, and so we do have the better combinations coming through at the end of the draw. So there it is, our 5th clear round from Jess Rice-Ward and Dusky Farm Cavalier. She stops the clock at 64.67 seconds. 4 combinations to go, and we will see some more clear rounds for sure as we go now to young Emma Watson. Emma is from Morrinsville, and she's had a tremendously successful career at the Pony Grand Prix level. She's won the Pony Grand Prix Series 3 years running. She's also won the Junior Rider Series a couple of seasons ago, and she rides Maddox Latino, 10-year-old gelding by Littorio, out of All Gems. This combination have been together for just about a year, and they finished in 4th place in the Silver Tour first qualifier here on Thursday afternoon. Well, nicely through the triple combination, but taking a few other rails down. So Emma Watson and Maddox Latino finished with 12 jump faults. Their time at 74.90 seconds, 74.90 and 12 faults. Logan Massey's done a quick change of horse. We saw him out with Lamondo GNZ. He's back now with Elmo Jackson's horse, Fairview Animation. Logan's competed this horse several times this season. Had some good results. Fairview Animation, a 13-year-old warm blood gelding by Animate. They were 6th in the APL Grand Prix last Sunday, 3rd in the first Silver Tour qualifier on Thursday. Logan Massey and Fairview Animation, another lovely clear round. Their time is good, 73.22 seconds and all clear. So that's our 6th clear round. So it's going to be a busy jump off now with 6 combinations coming back. 2 combinations to go, and back on course is Clark Johnston. This time he rides Versace C, 12-year-old gelding by Voltaire 2 out of Coco C, owned by Nick Brooks and Natasha Brooks. Well, Clark Johnston and Versace C have 3 rails come down in their round, so they finished with a total of 12 jump faults, a time of 74.22 seconds, 74.22 and 12 faults. Our final combination out on course, we welcome from Australia, Amelia Douglas. Amelia, no stranger here to Takapoto Estate. We saw her visiting last year just with 1 horse, Sirius du Granit, and she's brought 3 horses over this year. And this afternoon she rides Upper Class Z, an 8-year-old mare by Untouchable out of Evita Amelia, a very successful young rider. She was the 2018 leading female junior rider at the Sydney Royal Easter Show and was also on the winning team for Australia in Beijing 2018 at the CSIOY competition. She was the 2017 and 2018 Elysian Fields Aquis Young Rider Champion. And last year, she finished in 6th place in the Gold Tour final here at Takapoto Estate and 2nd in both Silver Tour qualifiers. She's the 2019 New South Wales State Young Rider Champion and runner-up and the Style Tops Young Rider Series overall champion and runner-up. She was the winner of the first Silver Tour qualifier with Upper Class Z here on Thursday. Also won the Bronze Tour qualifier on her horse Cassis Z 10 Halvan. And was part of the winning Chatham Park team last Friday in the Takapoto Team Championship. Well, another lovely clear round. Amelia Douglas and Upper Class Z, and on great form here at Takapoto Estate this year. So that's clear round number 7. That concludes the first round of this Silver Tour final. We're going to make a couple of changes to the arena. We'll just move the timing equipment in preparation for the jump off. And we'll just get the confirmation from our judges of the riders coming back and their draw order. So our riders will come back for the jump off in this Silver Tour final in their original draw order. So number 1, Tegan Fitzsimon, Campari. Number 2 will be Jessie Linton with Vitesse. Number 3, Duncan McFarlane, Be Mine, NZPH. Number 4 will be Kate Hurdson, Idle D. 5, Jess Rice Ward and Dusky Farm Cavalier. Number 6, Logan Massey, Fairview Animation. And number 7 to go will be Amelia Douglas with Upper Class Z. There are 8 placings for this class, and our judges have confirmed the 8th placing will go to the quickest 4-faulter from round 1, which was Annabelle Francis with Cherokee NZPH. So, Annabelle, if you can stand by for our prize presentation, you are the 8th place getter in the Silver Tour final. So we start our jump-off course over at fence number 4. So our starting flags and timers have been moved to fence number 4. Carrying on to number 5, the wall, just on that slightly left bend. Then coming around to the right-hand side and up the diagonal over the lighthouse vertical, which is fence number 14. Continuing on a related line to fence number 15, which is the green and white oxer with the tree stumps as the wings. Then they carry on to 10B and 10C. So what was the triple combination, the A element has been removed. So they do a quick turn around to 10B and 10C and finishing at fences 11 and 12. So 4, 5, 14, 15, 10B, 10C, 11 and 12 with a time allowed for this jump off of 42 seconds. Well, some great combinations coming back to jump off in this Silver Tour final. As I mentioned, some very generous prize money on offer here. $8,000 to the winner of the class, so everything to battle it out for. So first out on course, Tegan Fitzsimon. She'll know that there are some strong combinations coming after her, so she'll have to try and get an early lead. See if she can put the pressure on for the rest of the field. Our 7 combinations battling it out for over $28,000 worth of prize money, so a very, very generous prize purse put on here by the Plor family of Takapoto Estate. Tegan followed by Jesse Linton at number 2 with Vitesse. Jesse also very good under pressure and very quick as well. We saw him in the Provincial Teams Championship last weekend, and it was his thrilling clear round in the second round of competition and taking some incredible shortcuts, removing strides that won the class for his team. So Jesse Linton will be one to watch. Duncan McFarlane and Be Mine NZPH also on very good form this season. They've had a bit of a getting to know you phase, but certainly coming together at the right time of the year, just before Horse of the Year in a week or so. We've got Kate Hurdson coming in at number 4. Another very talented young rider, had a lot of good results in the eventing, and of course with all the flat work as her groundwork, making her a very effective jockey in the show jumping arena. Jess Rice-Ward, of course, one of the successful riders come over from Australia with Dusky Farm Cavalier. Logan Massey, our farmer from Dannevirke, who was featured on Country TV towards the end of last year. And done very well with this ride that he's just recently picked up, Fairview Animation, an Australian warm blood gelding owned by Elmo Jackson. And finally, Amelia Douglas, who, as I mentioned, is no stranger to Takapoto Estate. She was over here last year with just the one horse, Sirius du Granit, and back this year with 3 horses. So wonderful to have the Australians over here. And they're certainly having a great show. So we're all set here in the Bellevue main arena for the Silver Tour final jump-off. 7 combinations coming back to battle it out for over $28,000 worth of prize money. $8,000 to the winner. And our first rider out on course, Tegan Fitzsimon with Campari. Time allowed is 42 seconds. Tegan Fitzsimon and Campari just have 1 fence down at the Lighthouse vertical. So finishing with 4 faults, her time 39.70 seconds, 39.70 and 4 faults. Jessie Linton next to go, the speed demon in the field. Well, what a shame. 4 at the last. That's when your heart sinks to your boots. 4 faults for Jessie Linton and Vitesse. A good time it was too, at 34.84 seconds. So that does pop him into the lead as the quickest with the 4 faults at this stage, but still 5 strong combinations to go. And that's the bell for Duncan McFarlane on the grey mare. Be Mine NZPH. Duncan making some good time around this course, having had the first rail down, decided he'd try and be one of the quicker four-faulters. Still $8,000 up for grabs at this stage, but he's had a second rail since then. It was a quicker time, 34.65 seconds. Unfortunately, 2 down for 8 faults for Duncan McFarlane, B mine NZPH. He had the first rail down, put his foot down to go quicker, be one of the quicker four-faulters, but incurred a second fault as well. So 8 faults, 34.65 seconds. Kate Hudson receives her bell now with Idle D. Kate, a very, very nice young rider, has done very well on the eventing circuit, done very well in the FMG Young Rider Series here in New Zealand with this incredible horse, Idle D, Warm Blood Gelding by Indoctro out of Fairbanks, Civita. Well, she certainly gave it her all. Flew over the lighthouse, but came a little bit too close to fence number 15. So had the rail down there, had another rail down as well. So finishing on a total of 8:36.11 seconds for Kate Hudson and Idle D. That slots her unofficially into 4th place at this stage. Duncan McFarlane's 8 faults, just a little quicker than Kate's. Jess Rice Ward on course now at Dusky Farm Cavalier. And 3 combinations still to go in this jump off. First 2 riders on 4 faults. The next 2 sitting on 8 faults. Jessie Linton unofficially in the lead as the quicker of the 2 four-faulters. So we know the time can be done. 34.94 seconds was his time. Duncan's time quicker, 34.65. Well, Jess Rice Ward going for the steady clear, but unfortunately has the last fence down, so she also finishes on 4 faults, a time of 36.88 seconds. So not quite as quick as Jessie Linton's time, but good enough to slot her unofficially into 2nd place. So we have Logan Massey in the ring now with Fairview Animation. This horse has won North Island speed classes before with its owner Elmo Jackson. So it's just a case of Logan guiding him around this Michel Ismailun design course. Very simple, go clear and leave them up in a quick time. Well, 1 down there for Logan Massey and Fairview Animation, 36.39 seconds, 36.39. So that slots him into 2nd place unofficially behind Jessie Linton, who still holds on to the lead, 34.8 4 seconds was Jessie's time. So our final combination out on course. Amelia Douglas, Upper Class Z. 2018 leading female junior rider at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. New South Wales State Young Rider Champion and runner-up champion. Style Tops Young Rider Series overall champion and runner-up champion. 2019 New South Wales Young Rider of the Year. Well, the equation is simple. Just, go clear. Go for the steady clear. But she's gone very steady now, so she's got to make up time. Well, she was going for that steady clear round. Unfortunately, a rail coming down at the double. So Amelia Douglas and Upper Class Z also finish on the 4 faults. Their time 36.74 seconds. So slotting unofficially into 3rd place. It looks like Jessie Linton has won the class as the quickest of the 4 faulters, 34.84 seconds. But we'll check with our judges. We'll get the official confirmation and have those riders back in for the prize presentation. So the official placings are as follows. The winner of the Silver Tour final, Jessie Linton with Vitesse, the quickest of the 4 faulters, coming home in 34.84 seconds. In 2nd place, Logan Massey and Fairview Animation. They finished on 4 faults as well, 36.39 seconds. 3rd place was Amelia Douglas with Upper Class Z. They finished with 4 faults in 36.74 seconds. In 4th place, Jess Rice Ward and Dusky Farm Cavalier, 4 faults in 36.88 seconds. In 5th place, Tegan Fitzsimon and Campari had 4 faults in 39.70 seconds. In 6th place, Duncan McFarlane, Be Mine NZPH. They had 8 faults in 34.65 seconds. 7th place going to Kate Hurdson and Idle D, also on 8 faults in 36.11 seconds. And the 8th and final place going to Annabelle Francis and Cherokee NZPH, the quickest of the 4 faulters from round 1. So a huge congratulations to our winner, Jessie Linton, and we'll have those riders come back into the Bellevue main arena for the prize presentation in just a moment.
Okay, riders, if we could have you please to the presentation. Jessie, if you could bring the other riders up, please. So guys, we're just waiting for a moment. We've got Jesse Linton, who's actually won this class, but he's jumping in the final in the other ring. So we're going to give him a moment because this is his moment. So riders, if you just note that we're waiting for Jesse Linton to come because he's actually jumping in the final in the other ring. So we'll just be a few moments before the presentation. Okay, Jesse, if you can hear me, can you please just come up and bring the other riders with you, please? Okay, riders, if we could have you to the ring, please. Okay, people, come along, come along, come along, come along, come along.
1, 2, 3, 4, perhaps 4. Down 7 on the front. Yeah, just like that.
Judges, is anyone there? Hi Fiona, can you please confirm that with Andy that he's getting a signal when Vaughan is speaking? He said yes, he's getting it, but it's very low.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, he's come. Come to us. Okay, Tegan, Duncan, you guys come on up, please. Let's go. So here we go, guys. Congratulations to young Jesse Linton, who's the winner of the silver final. And well done, Jesse. And pretty fast around it. We see that you won by 2 seconds today. Congratulations, mate. Okay, I'm going to give you the PA, and now's your time to congratulate who you need to.
Yeah, it was a pretty fast class, and there were some pretty good horses in it, and I made a few mistakes the first round, but she's pretty good to get me out of them. The ground was good, the fences look good, everything looks good, and the horses do jump exceptionally well out here. A big thanks to the Plaw family for running this show. Obviously, it's pretty amazing out here, and then well done to everyone else in the class.
Thanks very much, Jesse. And I see you, your best friend. You beat him today, so congratulations, Jesse, and well done to you, Logan, as well. So this is a new ride for you, Logan. Fairview Animation, is it? Yeah, it went well. And just how long have you been on him for, Logan?
I've had the horse maybe 3 weeks now. This is my second show on him, so he's been consistent for the whole 2 weeks over here, which is pretty unreal. Pretty experienced horse, and it was a little unlucky day. He lost his footing, but he looked after me, and we really happy to come home for second. Thank the owners and stuff for the ride on him, because we've had a great weekend and a great 2 weeks jumping. Thanks to the show organised too.
So I believe Fairview Animation could be for sale for some lucky person as well today. Okay, and in third place, our young Australian visitor, Amelia. Congratulations, what a lovely horse. And you've had a super good weekend, huh? I think you won one of the qualifiers the first day, and you've just jumped consistently well the whole time. It was lovely to watch. You're a beautiful rider. You know, your riding really does shine through, so it was lovely to watch you, and thank you for coming back to New Zealand. Okay. And in fourth place is young Jesse Rice-Ward, another one of our Australian kids, and who's made the trip across the ditch to come and play with us at Takapoto. So congratulations, Jesse, and this is your first time here? Have you had a good time? Yeah, great. So we hope to see you girls again next year. Tell all your friends. Yeah, well done. Good girl. Oh, sorry, okay. And fourth place, Tegan, all the way from the South Island. You've had a good show, Tegan? Yeah, you've gone well. You had a good week last week, and you were first out in the jump off and set the standard. Yeah, your horse jumped well. Had an unlucky rail, I thought. But, I mean, your horse jumped well for you, and it was great. Well done. Young Kate Hudson, our young event rider who's converted to show jumping. Have we converted you, Kate? Yeah, well done. Well, you know, well done you. You know, it was a good effort. You had a good go. What a lovely horse. Yeah. Where's he from? Well, he's a super nice horse. It was great to see you out there with the show jumping kids. Bit more mileage for you. You're going to be right on the podium. Congratulations, you did a great job. Good girl. Hey, don't forget our campaigners. Well done, Duncan. Yep. It's an NZPH. Another NZPH. Yeah, congratulations. And how long has he been jumping at this level, Duncan? Just started. Yeah, he's got a lot of jump. It suits you, this horse. Yeah, he's got plenty of scope. Yeah, he's a nice horse. Great to see you in the lineup in the final, Duncan. Well done, mate. And our youngest, smallest girl in the class, little Annabelle. Thanks, Annabelle. Well done, you and Cherokee. Tell us about Cherokee. Is he a new ride for you? How long have you had him?
About 2 years. I've had this horse about 2 years. She's just stepped up to this level, so this is her first start at 145, so I'm really happy with her. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And the ground was great today, and I thought the course designer did a great job of building the course, and the ground just gets better and better. So, you know, it's still a new surface, and still needs a little time to consolidate, but what's happening is great. So thank you again for the Plor family for their great sponsorship in this class, and we're just going to get a couple of photos. So just be with us for a moment, kids, and we'll have a little victory. Okay, Libby and Anna, you guys happy? All good? Okay, so we're going to come down. We'll come to the right, eh? Come to the right through here. Where you go? Peel it off for us. Where we go? Just from there. Thank you, guys. Here we go. Clear the decks. Yeah. Congratulations to young Jesse Linton, and followed by Logan Massey, Amelia Douglas, Jesse Rice-Ward, Tegan Fitzsimon, Kate Hudson, Duncan McFarlane, and Annabelle Francis. Congratulations, guys. What a great class. Okay, guys, put your hands together for our winner here, young Jessie Linton. Come on, Jessie, round you go. Good ring.
Well, what a great class that was, the Silver Tour final, and congratulations to our winner of the class, Jessie Linton, with his superb horse, Vitesse. Well, don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We have more show jumping action coming to you live from the Bellevue main arena, and we'll be back in approximately 20 to 30 minutes, around 2:15, with the Global Amateur Tour A final. So we'll have the riders out walking the course very shortly, and we'll be back with the final of the Global Amateur Tour at approximately 2:15.